Good evening. This is Emma from The Balance Between. I took a few days off just to recharge myself and do some laundry. And I was thinking to myself and talking to my angels. When I say I am it's like my angels popping in and saying, oh yeah, you know, she just doesn't like doing laundry. She's used to everyone doing it for her. Right? Everyone likes their laundry to be done for them, right? The dishes, you just have to put it away, or not even that. It's just done for you, right? So you don't have to stress about your life. You can pay someone else to do the jobs in your life to make it easier, right? That's the same thing if you have a business. For example, in my previous videos, I've said that I have a hide balm for men, and that's right. It literally is a hide balm to hydrate skin of men's, their whole body. What woman wouldn't want their man's skin super soft? She would absolutely stay loyal to that guy. If his skin was super soft and he took care of his body and it actually showed, and he wasn't sleeping around and having gross things all over his grapefruit and eggplant, right? That type of stuff. If you didn't have, if you looked after yourself and if you knew that you were good looking, it's why do you need to sleep around? Why would you want all those juices and entertainment in your system and in your body and in your aura? It's wouldn't you want to harness yourself to be the most powerful person, that doesn't sleep with just anyone? They actually have to show their character of who they are in every aspect of their life. So isn't that necessarily a good thing of having many different jobs in your life? For myself, I've had many different jobs. And the reason for that is you're a well-rounded person. You're seeing every side. Even if you were just a spectator, because you were a partner of someone, right? You're still seeing what they did for work and their attachments and all that kind of stuff and what they're interested in. But you're seeing that, right, within yourself, and it either challenges you to move forward, or if it doesn't. So yeah, cool, right? That was a message for someone, so I hope it was well received. I have my lavender and my incense again, but it's super nice and it doesn't need to be blasting so heavily. I guess we could do some cards. It's still early on in the video, and yeah, I'm kind of readjusting my space because my son's been sitting here. It's the comfy spot where you can see all of your space, and it makes you feel really nice because do you know why? It's the loving energy that you put towards your space. May it be your own personal style. So if someone comes in and walks in and goes, ugh, what the hell? This is so whatever. And I'm no, you only see it that way. But to that person living in that space, is it a reality of their childhood growing up? All the things, all the keepsakes that they've kept, along the way, adorn their walls. Why do we keep the stuff that's in our life that we had as childhood? To keep memory of that? So if we got rid of everything, just wiped everything clean, you got rid of everything and went out and got yourself everything new, right? There would be no past attachments at all. There would be no past attachments. You wiped the slate clean. You got rid of everything. You didn't hold on to childhood memories, like holding on to paper and your child's work. Why? Why are you reminiscing on that? Wouldn't you be reminiscing towards, creating a future so that you can look past, his infantile or her infantile stage, that they can gradually move on and you're celebrating their gifts in present time instead of trying to hold them back for something that that they're not really interested in doing, right? There's no interest sometimes in children where they want to write and be in classrooms, right? Not all children are made that way. Like some, and especially boys, they've got energy. I'm like, why don't they harness little children's energy by getting them to like ride on one of those electric bikes and then just harness that energy, right? So talk about, harnessing energy. What type of energy are you willing and wanting to harness? And where from? And what from? For example, this glass of water, right? How do you create energy from water? What outside forces do you need to move it? Is it on the table and creating a friction down here so it heats up the bottom? But it depends on how fast you go, so it's your hand. So how much energy do you have inside of you? How do you move the water that's standing still? What energy in your body are you going to create a splash or a movement or an energy? And does it forever move? Or is there some kind of energy that you could be doing to get it into a whirlpool? And so it spins for a long period of time. I don't know if I can do that. Just hold on. I drank some just to get the energy. Maybe I'll go this way. Let's see. Scientific time with Emma. Eventually, when there's a consistent flow, like a consistent energy, it creates a funnel. There's pressure at the top and it usually bends and it creates like, the figure 8 or the continual funnel, right? It pulls down and it's thin on one side and thicker on the other, right? Anyways, I'm not going to go into detail because I'm sure that someone out there is going to say that's totally wrong. And I'm like, only to your only trained eye. If you're trained a certain way, that's the only way that you're going to be able to see that. You won't be able to see someone else's point of view because you think the way that you were trained is the right way. So when someone comes in and questions anything that you do and see it a different way, you take it as a threat, and it's not a threat. But you're inquisitive on knowing why it's done this way and why you see it that way, because it's really hard to be, understanding someone else's point of view when they don't see it your way either. Where you're new on the scene and you're asking questions. Like, for example, all my examples are mine. When I first went up to the Red Chris line with Bart Longear, I was in exploration. And I went into the trailers and I was, I'm from the oil field, so I'm seeing something totally different than a mining site, and especially anything that does with exploration and X-ray scanners. And so I'm looking at it and I'm like, why is it doing that? And they're like, well, it was like, why are you asking so many questions? Like, because I'd like to learn. I'd like to have the knowledge and understanding why it works some way. It's like, why don't you just turn up the power of the XRF machine so you don't have to fidget with the head or the screen that costs $50,000 to fix because the glass is so thin. It's like crystal. It's like nothing there. It's like one of those Listerine mints. That you just put a little bit of water and it disappears or gets dirt or crack on it, right? I was like, why is it so close to the core? Why don't you have it up and turn up the XRF? They're like, well, because the geological data that's inside that building, right, it's governed by a certain satellite. And when you turn up the XRF energy, you receive a different type of ping that's picked up from bigger satellites. And it also like kind of leaks the code out a little bit, let's just say, right? When I talk about vibration, right, they're like, oh no, it gives off like also radiation waves, and they don't want it inside the building because of a code that they have. I'm like, but they have a giant motherfucking TV on the wall, and they have all these speakers and these Bluetooths and all these different hookups for computer systems, and they're worried about an XRF machine that you're just gonna turn it up a smidge and it reads the rock right away and it just boom. It's like, no wonder why technology today is lacking in the modern day, like in the mining industry. It's like, why don't those investors invest in that type of machinery? Then Boart Longyear and all the other companies that are in there for mining, right? I lived in Alberta. I still am here. The office is down in Utah. Like a balmy day that does it get winters? I have no idea. I've never been down there, so I can't comment, but it's super hot, right? So they're testing the environment here in the hottest place, and then up in Canada as well. It's too bad that they're not more in Alberta, right? There's lots of mines here. I'm sure that they'd be testing lots of stuff. And that's the thing I'm really weird about. You've got, oh, there's nothing here. I'm like, you're looking all in the wrong spot there, bud. Like, you gotta do your digging. And then those who are not salespeople, get them the hell out of there. The salespeople have to be your workers, the people that are working on a site. Those are your salespeople, right? So if you want, the best salesperson, they actually have to work on the floor with the production team, and they have to be out there mingling and talking to people, because sometimes naturally talking, right, to big wigs, like going up there and you're saying something brazen to them, and they're like, wow, I like how you're not afraid of me. Like, I am the chief consultant of this company. I could just get you ended, like snap my finger, but you are so nice and you're charming and you smile at me and make me feel nice. It's like, not to get a flirty way, but it's really refreshing among a whole bunch of piggish guys. It's like when you're not like that and you go home and you relax and you appreciate, lovely ladies that are kind to you but not looking for anything, right? Not everyone is that. But anyways, energy came in and gone. I know that there's someone thumping upstairs. Right, they're not happy I'm talking, so I lowered my voice. We're just nothing that they can do via black magic and things like that can stop these videos from coming out. Like, I can just record them and then post them out on the certain days that I've done them. And my phone, of course, keeps track of the days that I've posted about. And just by the way, it's really healthy for you to take time off. Like, totally. You can't expect yourself to totally, like, totally go all the time, because you're going to be burnt out from other people's energy. And that's people that you meet. You know, what are you attracting, right? Where are you sitting? And what vibration are you attracting? Are you, playing super loud music? Is there like something calm in the background? Are you doing tarot? Are you doing what makes you stand out from other people, right? Is it your gifts that you have in knowledge and talent? Or is it something that, attracts other people differently? Because they get messages from listening, and then they get like a story time in the beginning, and they're like, holy shit, like this person is this and this and this, and like I'm going through that, and geez, like she's right on the money about talking about this item. It didn't make sense, but it was sort of like story time. It's like we all have our stories, we all have whatever. And she explains it really well, and she brings out whatever, right? She talks about energy, she talks about this, she talks about XRF, she talks about, wow, she's got mining experience and oil field experience and all these different things, the things that she has seen. But so have you, right? You knew someone that told you their story, and then you grew from it, right? I've come full circle now, right? Talking about that you knew that person doing all these different things to help you grow within yourself. And so that when you're listening to someone's stories, is that what is it doing for your life? Are you like, sorry, I didn't mean like this, like, whoa, whoa, whoa. No, it's like I'm pointing as energy. What is your energy doing, right? How are you vibrating? What are you entertaining, right? That type of thing. Know yourself. I'm going to shift the energy now into doing some tarot. And this is only going to be positive. There's no negative, right? This is a channel for growth. I don't want to have any bad energy. When they do come in, I may pause and tell them to get the fuck out of here, because I'm not interested in knowing the bad shit anymore. The time has come. Just back off. Like, this is my thing, right? I'm a reader, I'm a healer, I'm a seer, a psychic, a medium. I'm a clairvoyant of all the kinds. Ancient line Bahu. We stand for something. Anunnaki. Sumerian gods. Oracles. Atlantean oracles. Egyptian gods. Right? We are all different. Palladians, coming from the Seven Sisters, the Orion cluster. You could be coming from a different cluster. Wherever that you feel when you look up into the sky, where do your eyes gaze the most? What is the cluster that you see? Like, I watched The Green Mile this evening, and it was the most beautiful movie. And it really got me thinking, is like, I gotta get back into healing, because people need to feel themselves again and heal themselves. And if you have a certain gift, it's like, why aren't you using it? Because then it's just going to waste, right? So if you have a special gift within you, use it. It's meant for you for a reason, right? Now, I said a lot of sight words, and my apologies, and keywords, but those are affirmations that to those people that listen and been watching and knowing and feeling and tapping into my energy without my approval. When I approve of you, you'll know. But when you cross the line and you start dwelling on the bad details, it makes me wonder about you. I was like, okay, like what the fuck? It's like, and then when it also makes me jaded when people say, oh, I don't fuck with this sign and I don't fuck with that sign. And I'm like, so then you're closed off to that energy. So how are you supposed to have a collective energy when you don't want to fuck with that type of energy in person? And therefore, you're not reading for a collective energy. You're only reading for specific signs. All the ones that they say, well, I don't want to deal with these people and I don't want to deal with those people. And you've said it already in your mind. You've now lost a whole bunch of audience members because now you know when that Gemini energy comes up, boom. Oh, I don't fuck with those people. Your energy already detached the message that were meant for Geminis. And I'm a Gemini and I watch you. And now when you said that, I'm like, damn, like that's like a cord cutting, right? You just detached myself and now you lost a viewer or a potential viewer. And are you going to regain that energy? It's like, but you detached from me. You tapped into my energy. Because then they realize it's like, you better pull out. Like, detach, unplug, boom. And if you don't, we're going to fucking make you. Right? You didn't have permission to tap into people's energy. You shouldn't do that. So if you're reading for a collective energy, it's just basically you're reading for yourself and all the energies that follow along. Right? Because when you are one person, you've been reincarnated from many different lifelines and lifetimes, all the way back. What are the things that you like in today's society that no one would have ever thought that you would like? For example, no one in my family really loved horses, and I've had the honor of owning horses and being and having 20-year plus around horses and doing horse work and shoveling the shit and being around in the barn and, doing the barn work and feeding the horses and doing the hard labor, but also enjoying horses and having that experience of being around healing animals, right? I'm no fucking mule, right? I'm not going to just like go do it. That's a passion. I enjoy to do that. That was really calming. You can get all your frustrations out by literally throwing shit. You're cleaning the horse's pen. It's like if you're angry about something, you just shake the fork and throw it in the wheelbarrow, right? Pick it up and throw it away, and then you take it to the dump with your wheelbarrow and you fling it. And after a while, you've got the twisting motions, you've got your body, you've got your energy, and you're releasing it. Or that's how I feel sometimes when I deal with stupid fucking people around horses. And they don't want to listen. They think that they know everything. Fuck. I'm not going to get into it. There's so many people throughout the years. Oh my God. Shout out to the people that know how to handle horses though. And if I watch your channel, I watch your channel. So you would know. Because I would usually comment or I'd like the videos, right? Then you know, oh, I got a new person. That's pretty cool. Angel de Granada. Angel of Grace? Oh, that's nice. Anyways, oh, that's my name on Instagram. I think it's attached to my YouTube. I think. But I know on my Instagram, I trust Instagram and YouTube. I haven't failed me. They haven't fouled me either. So, I think I'd stay with like a really good energy. I don't know. There's something about the energy, it just jives right. Sometimes you find your energy just jives right, and that's the same thing with people. Not all, right, are going to have the same vibration as you throughout life. So you got to be wise. I'm not entirely sure what that humming is. An airplane. We're on the airplane strip, but we're also near the hospital. Right? So we hear the helicopter come in. But we're on, what is it called? The flight path. Yeah. I'm on a flight path. It's a good location, I guess. At least you're close to the hospital. That's ideal, isn't it? Less than a, I don't know, quick walk away. Anywho, so noises that I hear, I pause, okay? And I think being aware of that is also paying attention and being important of the things that are around you and the noises that you hear. Like you could hear sirens. There was a big commotion on the street today. There's like 4 fire trucks, right? 4 fire trucks. And my guess is that it had to be a child involved. Bless firefighters' hearts for caring for children the way that they do. They are better than cops and paramedics together. Fuck. Firefighters are like the ultimate angels, and they should be in blue. Angels in blue. Red, right? I didn't mean to say red. I meant right. Sometimes my angels come through, like some people laugh or they're like, oh, I'm not going to say that. I was like, why not? Because that was a message for someone. Just because, you don't think it's appropriate to put online, figure out a way to send that message through. If you have to rewrite the words within your vocabulary to give that person that message. Because when your angel is saying that to the reader, like the angel, if you're watching another reader and the person says, oh, I'm not going to say that, that was an angel for a message for someone else. So please, readers, if you're watching my channel, please take notes that please, when your angels come through, for you to please get those messages out. Like, don't hold back, because those people that are listening to your channel need those answers. Why do you think Tyler's tarot does so well? Is because the messages come out so fucking raw, and people really need to hear those messages. He doesn't hold back. And if he has to swear, he has to swear, but most of the time it's clean, right? And he's not wrong, because there's so many people going through it, right? It depends on what you're tapping into as well. If he doesn't do any personal readings, and it's just a collective energy, what is his base of collective energy for himself that you're attracted to, right? It's the energy that you're seeking at that time to grow within yourself. And then you stay on with an individual because everything so far has happened in their life. So are they considered a master manipulator? Right? Think about that one. It's like, if they aren't doing a positive read for people's well-being and growth, and always talking about a past energy and past people that have done you wrong, it's a lower vibrational to keep you stuck. Would it be also called pyramid scheme? Right? You have to think of it that way. There's so many people online that You wonder where the generation's going to. I was like, who are they listening to? Who are their leaders? When there's in the oil field, if you have a shit ass boss that all he does is sit on the computer and does nothing, or go hides in the truck and hides away so that you can not find him, and you're like, I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do. It's like, you're supposed to drive, and I'm like, where? Right? Where's the drop location? I don't know, just drive around. I'm like, and then you guys get angry with me? I'm like, fuck you. Right? Seriously. Animosity, I guess so. But it's also showing that you're not going to tolerate that behavior without some kind of direction in knowing where that dump location is, so that you can be safe, and then it's efficient, and everything runs smoothly, and then people are happy with you, and you carry on, right? Come on. It all depends on what's been happening and every day what scenario. Every day is different, especially in the oil field. You never know what you're gonna fucking get, right? You never know. But anyways, that got off topic. As much as I like talking about myself, I think it's time to be like talking about everyone else, right? How are you, if you have these gifts, how are you using them to benefit someone else's life? It's not your job to punish other people because the wrong that they've done for you and how they've treated you throughout your life growing up, right? If you're not attacking them the way that they thought you would attack, right? They would do all these bad things and you haven't done anything, and you found out what they've been doing, right? Behind your back or anything like that, and you've been betrayed by everyone in your family or your friend circle or your work circle or, stranger circle or everyday people, church service, all that kind of stuff. Who knows? Even your local fire department, your police department, the hospital, everyone's conspiring, right? Does your lawyer know? Does your bank, everyone, if you have an active lawsuit, your lawyer knows every move that you make, because they have what on you? An order of protection. And so that they's like, okay, this is like, well, she when I moved up from, I had horses down in Sylvan Lake, and then I moved them up to Rimbey, and then from Rimbey I moved them up to Spruce Grove because I was getting closer to Edmonton to move there. And I moved my horses all the time, and I wanted them always to be next to me. And I know it was a lot of moves, but I couldn't imagine driving such a long distance for a few hours. I already did that when they were up in like Penhold, when I first arrived here, and I was working in Hardisty, and I was secretly, I was trying to find a place there, and there was one place in Wainwright, and I'm like, oh my God, this is perfect. Then I can, after work, I can go and see my horses, right? Well, animals still do, but and no, the people that got me to get rid of my animals throughout the years, that you haven't broken me. You've allowed me to work through and see what type of tactics people use. So thank you. I really appreciate all the hard lessons that you have created along the way so that I can have a better growth for myself. And that's what you should be saying for yourself as well. All the hardships within yourself that you have gone through are lessons. And how are you going to do that if people are doing black magic and doing things behind the scenes, and they're doing, maybe they're doing insurance fraud, and they've got your information and all these types of different things that every other reader has been saying and talking about, is that indeed that they do have this. And then they're being investigated, and the FBI is watching, and the CIA is watching. And now this time that you've stopped working, right? Because they had done something way too far, and they took it out of, like, they had a chance to, you know, revert their wrongdoings from the past, and they just, like, set themselves up for, like, whatever destruction that they have in their lives that's going to come to them. Because eventually you pause in your life to refigure what's more important in your life, right? And then when you find the people that have been doing unjustly, worthy, undescribable, whatever, break hearting, betrayal, you name it, you fucking, like, yeah, to, you know, your underage child, then you have to stay home and bear witness to his healing, because I'm a healer, and I'm a protector, and I'm a mom, and I'm a mother. And fuck, if I have to not work and only live on a certain amount of money coming in a month, and living for free, because you know what? I know now. You should be very scared. I was like, so, you know, the day that you want to call the police on me, is like, yeah, that would be your end. Mark my word, because now I know what you've done to my son, and I'm not reacting the way that I would have. Explosive and angry and volatile, and, you know, and then he would be like, well, you know, I had to, you know, shoot her. She, you know, this is why I have all these guns. She's crazy. I had to protect myself. Oh, really? You have a lot of guns and ammunition and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, why do you have all this shit? It's like, you're not even a hunter. You don't even go to the shooting range. You don't even do any of this. It's like, and then why? Right? Makes you really suspicious. You know, you don't think that Amazon doesn't track, and they're noticing that your stuff is going to the house constantly. You don't think that the gun people at the fucking airport that this is coming in isn't notified? And they're like, this is a lot of gun stuff in a residential area. And now do you think that the police think you're a threat because you have all this guns and ammunition? Not to mention, I don't know if you have, I don't even know. There's something going on. I probably need to talk to the police. And I think someone needs to talk to the police. It could be me, or it could be someone else. There's a message coming through. Holy shit. Okay, let's breathe. At least that one. Holy shit. That was a message for someone. Oh yeah. Okay, let me have a drink of water. We're just gonna leave that as that. That was definitely a channeled message that came through. You want to talk about oracle messages that come through. This is definitely it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I like my Spider-Man, like these are my runner. I used to like run lots, but I use these like T-Max thermal underwear type thing. I use it to keep me warm, but especially when I go running. I used to do marathons in Victoria. God, it was amazing. And I used to run through Royal Roads University. And the BC has so many amazing parks that you could go running in. The only thing when my partner, my ex-partner, and I lived in Colwood at Naden, at the Naden base.